one main branch, and then little branches coming off of that one. Fill up as much empty space as you can. Oops. And you want to make the branches thin. You could go a little thicker right when it comes off of the stem, and then thin after that. So thicker here, and then getting thinner. That's the first step. Next, we want the blue-green tea consistency. This is what we start with. So the stem is that, and our leaves. And our leaves go like this. We go curve one way, and then we curve another way, the opposite way, and we fill it in. But we leave the middle white. And then we take our fuzzy brush, and we soften those edges. So we still have that middle that's very light. Okay, so that's what you repeat. All different size leaves. Remember, in nature, nothing's the same. So, fill it in. Middle is light, fuzzy brush. So we don't have any of those edges showing. And repeat. Okay, turn it off. Okay, now we got our leaves. We have our leaves. And we're going to put those little branches that have the little sprigs, the little dots. First, we can use a toothbrush. Remember, dip the toothbrush in the paint, and then aim it down and flick it right over the top of that sprig stem that you made. All right, so that we have that there. And then we'll go back and we will use our brush to add little dots and cluster them so it looks more a little darker and a little bit more controlled. But the splatter is nice because it gives it a, I don't know, just gives it a nice spontaneous feel to it. And especially in the center, you want it to cluster the most to make it look like it's, oh,
What the heck, Mom?
To make it look like it's on the, what do you call it? The branch. You do this with all of your little stems. Okay, Tori, turn it off. Okay, now we just want to darken the bottom of each leaf and the tip. And just do like 2 at a time so that you have time to fuzz without it drying. And remember, you're cleaning and blotting your fuzzy brush very often, which is basically cleaning it in the water and then using your rag or your paper towel to wipe it. So it shouldn't be too wet, just damp. That's how you get the easiest way to fuzz. Just keep on cleaning it and blotting it, and it'll make it easier for you to fuzz your work. Okay. After that, we're going to glaze with a red violet. Oops. Kind of covered that. I took a little bit off. If I want to go back to the white, I just take my Q-tip and I take some of the paint out. But that's what you do with all of them. You just darken, fuzz, and when that dries, we're going to glaze. Right now we just glaze. Remember, we use a very, very light color for red violet, very transparent, see-through. even lighter than the tea color. I guess tea consistency is fine. And we just go over, not the whole part of the leaf, but some of it, just to give it a hint of, we warmed it up a little bit. And we just put another tint of a color on there. And we're still able to see underneath all our other colors that we put on, which is basically just the blue-green. We recharge. And if you want a fuzz, you can always go back with a fuzzy brush. You always want to get rid of any edges. And remember also that watercolor always dries lighter. Okay, so yeah, tea consistency is good. Because I think lighter than that, you wouldn't be able to see it. All right, that's that step. Next, we're going to use a thin brush and blue-green plus brown. And we're going to pick one side and darken one side of our stem just to show that there's a shadow. So you stay on the same side the whole time. For instance, if you do the left side and you make that dark, then every left side is going to be dark. Let's keep it simple. Left side of the branch, left side of the branch. Oops, what did I just do there? I'm going to be able to take it out. Okay, so yeah, maybe a little darker than that. Where's my brown? We really don't want our color to look washed out. We want to use enough paint where our painting looks, where somebody could see it from across the room. I would be adding more layers on here if I was actually doing this painting. I'm just trying to do this real quick for demoing purposes and so that you guys remember how to do it. And if you don't, you have this video to look at. I don't know what Tori's listening to, but it's very loud. Okay, so yeah. So that's what you do. And the last step is outlining the leaves with a darker blue-green color. And I will do that to one of them and show you to end this video so that it's not that long. So we're going to get a nice, the cream blue-green color. And you could, again, use your brush. You could use, well, this is kind of wet, but I just want to show you the last step. You would really wait for everything to dry before you would outline. All right, but again, you need that outline so that it looks finished. Okay, so that's it. Okay, now we're doing carnation. We start with a stem of yellow-green. You could always hit it with a dash of orange, and I would recommend that. Not too thick of a stem, not too thin, like medium. And then we do like a little broom shape on the bottom here, like not really a triangle, like a curved one, kind of like that. All right. And then we do some leaves coming off with the same color. Starting at the bottom, and you go and you press down to make it thicker, and you lift it up, and it goes pretty long. Okay. Recharge your brush often, which means get more paint on your brush. Otherwise, your painting will look washed out, and nobody will want to look at it because you can't really see it. So now I'm going to keep going up from the bottom, and my long leaves just kind of intertwine. It's okay if they overlap. It's actually a good thing if they overlap. And then we could hit maybe a smaller one at the top here like that. Again, nothing's the same on both sides. All right, so that's the beginning of the carnation. And then we're going to, when this dries, we're going to put some blue-green stems on there. Leaves on there. All right.
Oh, very
Oops.
What the heck?
Turn it off.